It is insane to me. It is insane to me that people in 2024 openly say things like this, for the record. Let's get to our homegrown gay fascists here.
And I wouldn't say that I have fully developed views on this, but to me what it is sort of a value system to replace the fact that they're all fundamentally atheist or agnostic. They have no real value system. Their only value system is achieve.
You're a dupe. You're a dumbass. If you think that like religion, dude, I swear to God, this is some like primitive shit, dude. You're a fucking ape. If you literally are like, I have no values. I have no value system if it wasn't for Christianity. You're a baboon, okay? I'm sorry. Straight up. Like, I have no problem with religion, okay? You guys know this. You guys understand this. I say it all the time. You know, if you want to practice whatever religion you want to practice, it's fine as long as you don't encroach on others' rights. But the moment that you fucking the moment that I hear someone turn around and be like, you know, without religion, I would have no moral system. You're a fucking ape, dude. What do you mean? So, like, if religion didn't tell you that, like, rape is wrong, you would just be out there raping? It's akin to the same fucking idiots that say, oh, without the law, we would be doing crazy shit. It's like, that's the thing stopping you? I am now under threat around you, okay? When I hear someone say this, when I hear someone be like, oh, it's the law that's, like, stopping me from doing certain things, I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo, dog. When I hear someone going, it's religion that's giving me my moral values, my moral system, I'm like, that's weird, bro. You're a weird guy, okay? You would be a fucking sociopath without it, I guess. Well, you are a sociopath. We know that already. What the fuck? Like, you have no care or consideration for your fellow man without, like, rules in a rule book? What the fuck do you mean? It is insane to me. It is insane to me that people in 2024 openly say things like this, for the record. It blows my fucking mind. And it's not just religion either. Like I said, when someone says, dude, if it wasn't for the law, people would be doing crazy shit. People would just be doing mass rapes and shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not an advocate for no laws in general, but that's an insane thing. Like, you think society's being held together? Like, you would be just going around doing mass rapes and serial killing if it wasn't for the fucking law? What's wrong with you? What a fucking insane statement, dude. The fuck? This type of person would have had their skull bashed with a rock immediately during primitive accumulation, okay? They'd be like, oh, this guy's bad news, bro. We have to deal with him. They would literally get together. The village would get together and be like, we have to fucking kill this person with whatever blunt object we can find because he is literally trying to go around and fucking rape people. Like, straight up. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, get the highest fucking rock that we can get to and dump him off that rock immediately. Head down.
In a very conventional way. And so the idea that somehow they're pursuing racial or gender equity is like the value system that gives their life meaning. Well, of course, they all find that value system leads to misery.
What would you say about previous ages in Europe where raping and raiding were the norm for certain nations? Yeah, I would say that we now have religion, and that still hasn't really changed. It's just that, like, we've softened that approach, and you don't get to see it that much. You know, since we're talking about the most moral nation on the planet earlier, they made one of their concentration camp prison guards who was detained for rape into a television star overnight, with 60% of society saying he should not be prosecuted for raping a Palestinian to death at all. So, you know, people have done rapes without religion. People have done rapes with religion. It doesn't really matter, okay?
Leads to unhappiness. And so I think that what happens is, like, whenever you really pursue something, right? Like, let's say a doctor gives you a medicine to cure a disease and it doesn't work, right? The patient gets worse. Well, you can conclude one of two things. Either the medicine isn't working or the patient was...
Bro said the fucking Holy Crusades, when they were happening, no rape and raiding was happening. No rape and pillaging was happening during the Holy Crusades. Okay? Like, you know...
was so sick that what they need is even more. Whenever you really pursue something, right? Like, let's say a doctor gives you a medicine to cure a disease and it doesn't work, right? The patient gets worse. Well, you can conclude one of two things. Either the medicine isn't working or the patient was so sick that what they need is even more of the medicine that you originally prescribed. And I think the gender inequity stuff is like, we need more of the medicine. Okay, clearly this value set has made me a miserable person who can't have kids because I already, passed the biological period when it was possible.
I think automatically being around JD Vance makes one a miserable person. So he's thinking like all the women around me are miserable. It must be because of society and not because I keep talking about how modernity has caused women to be depressed because they can't have children after a biological age. No, dude, it's you, bro. You're doing it. You're poison for the vibes, okay? Demonstrated by the fact that the people that like you the least in this fucking country are people from the place that you are the senator of, okay? Your approval ratings are one of the few ways that we can actually scientifically look at how your vibes are, okay? As close to an objective analysis that we can get is your approval rating. It has never been popular. It has never been above board. You have been underwater, and the more people hear from you, the more they hate you.
And I live in a 1,200 square foot apartment in New York, and I pay $5,000 a month for it. But I'm really better than these other people. What I'm gonna do is project my like racial and gender sensitivities on the rest of them. And like the reason that our society is broken is because these people don't think.
Great argument, man. Nerdy and also boring and also shitty. This is like when you don't even have the charisma. At least Tucker Carlson is like capable of like crafting an argument that the dumbest person can follow along with. JD Vance doesn't have that either. So he like turns around and makes like the classic reactionary argument for the absolute worst people in society, just like the most boring and annoying motherfuckers out there, basically cutting into something that most people would likely, with a charismatic orator, could at least follow along. You are looking at constructs, okay, that are inherently oppressive that we take for granted in society. Patriarchy. It is the easiest thing to do. Being a misogynist is so fucking easy, dude. It's so easy. I sometimes do it without even recognizing it, okay? It's easier than serving the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. That's how easy it is, which I specifically serve to the 24% women in this audience at the top of every hour. How do you fuck up being misogynistic? Like how? How do you negatively polarize people in a patriarchal society to fucking hate misogyny? That's how bad your fucking vibes are, dude. That's crazy, okay? That's crazy to me. The 3-minute ad break is here, by the way. For those of you who have not subscribed, you will be seeing it. Here it is. Like, it blows my mind, dude. It blows my fucking mind. How do you fuck up making an argument like women be shopping? Like, how do you fuck that up? It's the easiest thing to do, okay? Like, women have a genetic predisposition to be biological caretakers of children, femoids. Femoids want to genetically take care of children, and when they can't, they become sociopathic child cat ladies, and they are depressed, and then they use that depression to attack everyone around them. And it's like, dude, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Why did you do this? Why did you explain, like how did you turn something that is so easy to fucking craft a narrative strategy around into something that is so unappealing that you are literally in an Elon Musk style fashion causing people to negatively polarize against misogyny, which is good ultimately. So congratulations. It doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't make sense at all. Like, all you need to do is just be like, look around, you know? Republicans used to do this very well. They would be like, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's common sense. They would take advantage of the pre-existing cultural things that we have adopted as norm, okay? As the norm.
Senator JD Vance of Ohio, the Republican vice presidential nominee, made remarks in 2021 that resurfaced on Tuesday, criticizing teachers who don't have children. He specifically targeted Randy Weingarten, the head of the American Federation of Teachers, at a leadership forum hosted by the Center for Christian Virtue in October 2021. Vance, alongside other Republican candidates in Ohio's 2022 Senate race, voiced his concerns. Moderated by conservative radio host You and the group's president Aaron Beyer. Vance criticized leaders on the left, stating, "So many of the leaders of the left left, and I hate to be so personal about this, but they are people without kids, trying to brainwash the minds of children. When discussing how to address problems with schools and increase their responsiveness to parents, Vance specifically targeted Randy, who has described herself as a mother by marriage.
What's easy about being a misogynist? What do you mean? Just lean into what are the Pokemon on your shirt is a car. Their cars fucking each other. What's easy about being a misogynist is the easiest thing of all time. You just need, it requires zero fucking reading. It requires you to be the dumbest person possible. It requires zero reading. It requires you to just point to things that are existing in society, constructs that already exist in society that people take for granted. All you got to do is look around, be like, yeah, women are fucking upset. That's all you need to say. Women are upset because they have to work. This is Trump's VP dude has some real 4chan vibes. Yeah. He's doing too much of the weird European pro-natalist trad wife shit. Exactly. Is it too late to replace them? Nope. They're
The
locked
exact way
in,
that I
baby.
think. Even though the way that I think has made me a miserable person, I just need to make more people think like that. So we're going to teach this in our schools, in our universities, even.
Like they think this is a real, like they think, and this is the problem. They think that there is like a secret strategy that is making people woke. Okay. And that's why their counter strategy fails, because their counter strategy turns everything into Twitter, and it causes people to unironically think that these like right-wing sentiments are more popular in the real world outside of fucking Twitter than they actually are. That is the problem. Okay. The problem is these right-wing social constructs exist and are born out of the material conditions that people experience on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So you can move the needle in the right-wing direction with culture without like trying too much, but you can't combat that. You can't combat that with like, you know, woke movies or whatever. If that was the case, the most woke culture period was probably the Trump administration, where like liberals were so goddamn woke. They were so fucking woke. What happened? Did society become more woke magically because like all of our fucking movies were woke? No, you can't combat against material realities and the social constructs that are born out of material realities with more social constructs in the opposite direction. You can't do that. But having said that, simultaneously, most people do have that attitude, that communal attitude inside of them. They want to work with one another. They collaborate with one another. Unless you live in like a super segregated community, you are always going to be more open-minded. That's why urban areas end up going in the Democrat direction. That's why college-educated men and women end up voting in the Democrat direction. Not to say that the Democrats are fucking great. Obviously, they're not. But they are at least positioning themselves as more open-minded and more tolerant to diversity than the other side is. Because when you are around other people, you start to recognize that they are not these like weird deities, these demons in the shadows that you thought they were from your segregated enclave that you exist in.
In our elementary schools, because once everybody agrees with me, then everything will finally come full.
Like women didn't learn that like, oh, I have to work and I have to have like certain civil liberties. Like they wanted it. They fought for it. They got it. Okay. If you had talked to a single fucking woman that isn't like a psychotic rabid right-winger, they would probably educate you on this matter. As a matter of fact, I know you have, because you went to fucking Yale and you used to be woke. So I know you know this. You're just LARPing in the opposite direction. Nothing here is genuine, which I think also plays into him being a horrible communicator of these kinds of like right-wing ideologies, because he just like adopted it to win favor with the base as a careerist.
Full circle, and we'll have a happy, healthy society.
Yeah. If we teach women that, like, we taught women woke, okay? That's why they want to take birth control. That's why they want jobs. If we teach women unwoke, they won't want to do that. By the way, this attitude is no different than like thinking that, again, black people are somehow different, okay, from the rest of society, and that they've been taught that, desegregating society is good And that's why they now have all of these problems. Okay? Like it denies autonomy from the group that you are talking about, that they are just like easily duped. Okay? That they do not want their own, they don't have their own personal wants, their own personal aspirations, that they don't have like any sort of say in this process. They're just being duped by fucking woke liberal media into thinking that they want freedoms and equal rights and equal opportunity to succeed. Trump says their Project 2025 plan is to give Trump total unchecked legal power so they can jail and execute those who don't support Trump if he wins.
Should Democrats be in jail? No question. When Donald Trump gets elected, should he start locking them up? No question. Should there be lists of Democrats that need to go to jail? 100%. And the reason for that is they've committed crimes. We need to make sure that when Donald Trump wins, we've got an attorney general, a deputy attorney general, a head of the CIA and the FBI. Kash Patel would be fantastic. We can have attorney general. There's some names floating around. And then they can.
Why are they showing this liberal political commentator who is a centrist liberal? I don't understand. This makes no sense to me.
Start having their investigators and the feds issuing subpoenas, pulling up evidence, and with real evidence, bring them to judges for warrants. Then these people can spend three years of their lives fighting tooth and nail for the crime against the government for crimes they committed, and we can prove. Yeah. And the reason why we put them on trial is that we can show the whole world we will uncover what you've done. We will make sure everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
Not just
he's a centrist liberal with a wife and children, obviously. I'm confused.
Jail, they should get the death penalty.
Azan, would you watch that segment that Cody showed you about Tim Pool that ruins his early career? I do want to. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. Oh, ew. Ew. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize who was on the other side of that. Okay. Oh, my God. I'm sorry for the Laura Loomer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys got to see that. I apologize profusely. Okay. Oh, trigger warning.
Donald Trump knew JD Vance could take a punch, but during their first week together on the campaign trail, the former president was curious about just how many hits his new running mate could handle. The sheer volume and intensity of attacks from Democrats surprised even Trump. He had not been fully aware of the most controversial remarks from Vance's past that opponents were rapidly digging up. The former president confided to allies that he was concerned more comments might surface, with Democrats portraying his running mate as odd and anti-woman. A month later, polls show that the number of Americans who dislike Vance is growing, but Trump could not be happier. The reason? Vance's relentless pace as Trump's aggressive, well-trained attack dog has pleased the former president and brought a sense of stability to a campaign still reeling from Biden's unexpected exit from the race. Trump had instructed Vance to push back hard against those initial attacks and later remarked that Vance's performance exceeded his expectations, according to 3 allies who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss private conversations. In a classic display of Trumpian bravado, the former president has privately compared himself to Vince Lombardi, saying his eye for political talent rivals the Hall of Fame football coach's knack for spotting Super Bowl caliber players. If you found this video interesting, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.